for some more. The Longhorns will get us started with the opening kickoff. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So Texas A&M's offense will dial up the first ball plays in this one. A&M able to pull out a close one the last time they saw the Longhorns.
That was a crazy game, and we were all there. You remember that? The energy in the stadium, Bevo drooling on the sidelines. They were bragging for a long time since then, David.
And so much bad blood, different conferences.
Oh, he's got some space. Makes the tackle at the 30 after he picked up 10. They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. Looks as if Texas A&M will have enough for the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Got enough for the first. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. The Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. They've softened them up with a run. Now to throw it. Nice catch along the sideline and great effort to stay in bounds.
Man, this guy's going to need some water when he gets to the sidelines. They've been putting him to work on this drive, right? We've seen him toting the rock with success. Now you're seeing him get involved in the passing game, too. They are highlighting his versatility here on this drive.
The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
Yeah, these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. And these teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired, but you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now it's time to go out and prove you're the better team.
And the Aggies started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Handoff to the single back. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This offense wants to establish an aggressive identity. They'll go for it on 4th down. Reads it, fires complete. Will not get there. A 4th down stop. So Texas's offense will go to work for the first time today. Last week was a tape they'd rather just put right in the dumpster and forget about it. David, how does a guy bounce back from a game like the one he had last week?
Well, hopefully he burned that tape, because that was not pretty. That was not what they're wanting to do, man. Just turning the football over, not enough productive plays. And so how do you bounce back? How do you get started in this football game? Jesse, make it easy. Get him in a rhythm. Don't make it very complicated. Don't give him a chance to turn it over again. You don't need to put this losing streak to another digit in the column.
Yeah, I agree. I think there was two big things. I think, one, he was just pressing. He was trying to force the big play to happen when there were other completions to be had. So he's just got to do a better job being patient. And I think the guys around him also have to step up as well. They need to run the football. They need to get that controlled passing game going on early to get into a rhythm, as you said, to help this guy get into a good headspace here early and turn the page from what happened the last time out.
He's got him. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Picked up some yardage with that completion, now second down. Hand off from the shotgun. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game.
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. The Longhorns will send out the punt unit. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. Off the play fake on first down. Dances away to buy time. Fires downfield. He's open on the right. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22. The defense's head may still be spinning. They're just outside the red zone now. 1st and 10 from the 22. Bought a little time, lets it go. Incomplete, and man, is he lucky to get that one back. Defense that close to an interception. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. They'll run it to the right. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. They'll have to hustle if they want to get off another snap before the end of the period. They'll run play action. Skips away from pressure. Quickly complete. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Aggies.
And they finally lift the lid. Man, I didn't know if we were going to be 0-0 going into the half, going into the 4th quarter. The offense finally puts a drive together, breaks that seal. Excited to see now if this opens things up, calms people down, and lets them have a little more success.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. They're looking for something, looking for anything to try to put some kind of score on the board. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
And anytime you hit the quarterback, man, you make him think, you speed up the processor a little bit, and that's the 3rd on the day. This is a unit, actually, that does a good job of that. They're in the top 25 in the country at getting the quarterback on the ground.
Working on the right. They make the stop at the 26, and let's see if they bring out the punt team. The Longhorns will line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Texas A&M has it back on the offense, ready to go to work. He stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Quick release by the QB.
I tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands, and you saw it on that last play.
And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down. Nothing the Aggies love more than saying howdy with a strong running game.
Yeah, how do you like that first down? How do you like that ground game? Like
turning it on. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. A&M comes back out with another first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Cuevas. He makes the stop at the 33, but 10 yards on that play and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quickly out to the tight end. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Let's see what they've got on second down. Now the play fake. With the catch, it's Velasquez. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now, having given up multiple first downs on this drive. Somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
It's complete. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
They'll leave it with him. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. It's first and goal as Texas A&M comes to the line. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Aggies.
And the running back gets his second rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You could tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
And they did tack on that extra point with no problem. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So now the Longhorns take over, and they'll send out the offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
They're dealing with a second and long. Back to throw, it's Mahoney. And the pressure gets there, and down he goes at the 18. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. And the Longhorns will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Fields the punt and tries to work it the other way. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. DKR heating up and trying to make third down impossible here. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man quickly. Gets it down to the 33. They pick up the first down. Got to use their time wisely. They'll immediately call timeout. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Wants to throw on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Donald. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. They'd love nothing better than to add a 3-ball here before the break. He just barely got enough of that one and just barely kept it straight enough, too. And that will extend their lead even further. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, the Lone Star Showdown is among the most bitter rivalries in football, and so far today, these two have really butted heads.
And here's the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speak and very simple. I score. I get a stop. I score. I can get back in this game, but it's got to be one drive at a time.
There he goes. He'll be stopped at the 27, but picks up 10 on that one. Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. The give to the back. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Dropping back, it's Mahoney. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Well, you got to know as a quarterback, when you're in an empty set, which means you have no running backs in the backfield with you, you got to be able to get rid of the football. And you're expecting pressure. The clock's going to go off in your head. Not a good job of keeping two hands on the football, and the defense able to knock it loose.
Might be calling a hot route. Looking to throw on 1st down. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? They'll try the run. Got some room headed to the goal line. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Texas A&M. And the beatdown has ensued. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
Motion from the wideout. Running back searching for a hole. Can't get him to the ground. Past the sticks, and he may get more. Brought down at the 26 after a 15-yard pickup. It's a 1st and 10. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Wide receiver going in motion. Looking for a gap. It's Watkins. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. And this offense just has to find a way to convert this 3rd down, or else they are really in trouble. Back to throw, it's Mahoney. Blasted as he lets it go. And he dropped it, just didn't look the thing all the way in. And the Longhorns will punt it away on 4th down. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. They'll run it. And the defense holds firm. No. at all on that play. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Trying to impose their will with the run. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the big tight end. Soft spot in the middle. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. The Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Quick strike complete.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting him the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Rides to back and leaves him. They get him on the ground, but that'll be enough to give Texas A&M a first down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Productive 4-yard gain there on the ground as he gets it down to the 31. And the Aggies line up trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Breaks into the open. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. They've put this ball on lockdown. 8th play of the drive coming up. The give to the left side. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Off the bootleg, wants to toss it. Keeps looking downfield. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies! A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target. They'll make the big play, get the touchdown.
And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Pulls and fires complete. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Wants to throw. It's Mahoney. Pressure coming. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack. They're about to wear this punter out. He's already been out 4 times, staring at a 5th if they can't move the chains. Hauls it in. Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. Defense picks it up.
Well, the quarterback got it to his receiver quickly and gave him an opportunity to make a few moves after the catch, but he's got to do a better job with ball security that time. That is a costly fumble.
He'll be pulled down after a good run. They'll mark it at the 15. The Aggies with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. Texas A&M has the lead at the end of the quarter. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. As we enter the 4th quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. They'll run it on 1st and goal. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. Looking for the goal line, and he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. The Aggies in position to say goodbye to Texas University. So long to the orange and the white as they build the lead.
It's been gig 'em here. They're pulling away, just making more plays, and it seems like at the opportune moment, they're the team that's stepping up.
And they're loving this. The A&M fan base, that is. Just loving giving it to their rival, Texas. If they can finish this one off, these people will go insane.
So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they... Oh, he's got some space. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
That's a really nice game. It just would have been really nice to see this from this offense earlier. Now you're getting to the point where there's a couple of thought processes. Do I build momentum for next week? Do I try to get this offense, the ground game clicking, or do I throw the football every play and try to make this football game close?
The Longhorns can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Wide receiver comes in motion. Unloads quickly. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. The Longhorns are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. Just a short pass to the tight end. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48. The Longhorns are rolling down the field. To the air on first down. Bringing the heat. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. And the Longhorns now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. The give to the back. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And is picked off at the goal line. That's a way to make a stand. He is finally out of bounds, but he was smelling that end zone on that return.
And how about that? That's the first INT for this guy. Like, he's gone all throughout this year, taking care of the football, making plays, really, really building trust with his offensive coordinator. First mistake, hey, listen, put it behind you. You've had a great season so far, young man.
I don't know if they're trying to get this guy Heisman consideration, but the fact that they're still throwing the ball at this point of the game with a lead like they have is surprising, I gotta be honest.
He's piled up one. 12 yards on the ground, and he is well within striking distance of a 1,200-yard rushing season. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. He makes the tackle at the 37. It's a pickup of 5. That's good enough for a first down. And the Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll ride the hot hand. Strikes first, delivers the punch, and works his way to the 31. 6-yard pickup on first down, leaves him with 2nd and 4. Leaves it with the running back. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. The Aggies kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Getting work done on the ground. He's pulled down at the 14-yard line. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conserved, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. A send the tight end in motion. They'll try the right side. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. And the Longhorns trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away. This A&M defense is showing up with an attitude and ready to saw everybody's horns off.
And I think it starts with those big bullies up front. And Texas high school football, you can...
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. The Longhorns will punt this one away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Hauls it in at the 40. Slips through the line. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. Now the chance to take a knee and just put the finishing touches on this victory.
Yeah, and this offense has done their job, man. They've been so productive, built the lead. Listen, their defense has pulled their weight as well. But now, Jesse, you get to exhale, you get to breathe, and you know we got the W, and we played well.
And we got to think about where we're taking our girlfriend and parents for dinner, right? What side are we ordering with our giant steak? We've earned it in this game. Now it's time to go sup.
Turning it on. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down. The latest edition of this tradition-rich rivalry ends with the Aggies saying howdy to a victory over the despised Longhorns in the Lone Star Showdown. That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.